My name is David. I am 58 years old. Now I work as a doctor in a quiet mountain village. I help sick people every day. My life is good, but it wasn't always easy. Sometimes it was very hard. This is my story. It's about a promise. I made this promise to my grandfather. His name was Jack. He was my best friend and a very kind man. He lived with our family in our small mountain cabin. He had a gentle, calm smile and told the most amazing old stories. He taught me how to identify different plants in the forest. His soft singing was a peaceful sound in our home. It made me feel safe. Our family was very poor. We didn't have much money. We had food and warmth, but no money for special things. One cold spring, my grandfather got very sick. He had a terrible fever that wouldn't go away. At first, we thought it was just a small sickness, but the fever didn't stop. It got worse and worse. He became very weak and had to stay in bed all day long. We knew he needed a real doctor, but doctors cost a lot of money. We didn't have that money, so I watched him get weaker every single day. His warm singing turned into a soft, painful sound. I felt so helpless. One morning, he was very still and quiet. He didn't wake up again. The cabin was silent. His singing was gone forever. He was gone. And I was very sad. At his funeral, I made a silent promise. I will be a doctor, I told myself. I will help people. That promise became my only goal. School became very important to me. It was the first step on my long and hard path. I read my books all the time. The other kids played games outside, laughing and running. I didn't play. I stayed inside and studied. My family was still very poor. I had to help them. So, after school, I got a job at the local bakery. It was small and always busy. I worked until late at night. I was very tired from all the hard work. But when I got home, I saw my school books on my little desk. Then I remembered my promise, and I found new strength inside. One kind teacher noticed how hard I worked. Her name was Miss Miller. She was my biology teacher, and she was very kind. She gave me her old biology books to read. She also stayed after school to help me with the hard lessons. She wasn't my family, but she believed in me. She said, "David, you are very smart. I think you can do this." But some people just laughed at me. They said, "A poor boy like you can't be a doctor. It's not possible." Even my friend said, "It's too hard, David. It costs too much money. Boys like us don't become doctors." That made me feel sad for a few days. I felt truly hopeless. Maybe they were right. Maybe my dream was too big for me. But then I saw a photo of my grandfather, Jack. He was smiling in the picture. I remembered my promise to him. I decided I would not stop. I would keep going. I would show them all. I finished school. My grades were very good. One day, I got a letter from a big university. The letter said, "Yes, you can come." My whole family was very happy. I was happy too, but also scared. The university cost a lot of money. It felt like another high mountain to climb. I knew I had to work even harder. I found 2 jobs at the university. I worked in the library and also in the student cafe. My days were long and full. I went to my classes, then to work, and then I studied. I was always tired. This school was like a different world. Many students came in fancy cars. They had everything easily. I felt like I didn't belong. I was just a poor boy from a mountain village. I often felt alone. Doubts filled my mind. Do I belong here? Am I smart enough? Maybe I should go back home. One class was especially hard. It was called Advanced Diagnostics. It felt like trying to solve a puzzle with missing pieces. I failed my first big test. I wanted to quit. I wanted to go home. Then one evening, I closed my eyes. I pictured my grandfather, Jack's warm smile. I remembered Miss Miller's kind words. So I made a brave choice. I would ask for help. I walked to my professor's office. His name was Dr. Elias. He was very serious and I was scared. But I took a deep breath and told him everything about my promise, my hard work, and my struggles. He listened quietly. Then he nodded. He saw how much I wanted to learn. He agreed to help me. He gave me extra homework and explained the hard lessons after class. Little by little, I got better. I started to understand. My grades went up. And in the end, I passed the final test. That day felt amazing. I learned something important. It's okay to ask for help. Asking shows courage, not weakness. After 4 long years, I finished university. Now it was time for medical school. This was my biggest dream finally coming true. I remember the first time I wore a white doctor's coat. I looked in the mirror and I wasn't that small, sad boy anymore. I thought about my grandfather, Jack. I was on the right path. I was keeping my promise. I felt so proud. But becoming a doctor was much harder than I imagined. The days were long. The nights were short. There was so much to learn. We read big books every day. The work never stopped. It wasn't about being a hero. It was about working hard every single day. Then I started training in a real hospital in the city. One night, an old woman came in. She was very sick. Her breathing was weak. Her body was tired. All the doctors ran to help her. We worked fast, using good machines and strong medicine. That night, her family stood by her bed. They cried softly, and their tears broke my heart. I felt so sad. I thought I had failed. I wanted to be a doctor so people wouldn't die, but she still passed away. I started to question everything. Why am I doing this? What's the point of my promise if I can't save everyone? A senior doctor noticed my sadness. Her name was Dr. Anya Sharma. She was kind and wise. One evening, she sat with me, and I told her everything. I spoke about my grandfather, Jack. I told her I felt I had broken my promise. She listened quietly. Then she said, "David, we can't stop death. That's not our real job. Our job is to fight for good days. We help people have more time with their loved ones. That's what we do." Her words were like a light in the dark. I understood something new. My promise wasn't broken, it was growing. I wasn't trying to stop death. I was trying to help people live better and longer lives. This new understanding gave me strength. I finished medical school. Now I had a deeper reason for all my hard work. I finally graduated. I was a real doctor. People started calling me Dr. David Miller. It felt strange, but also wonderful. I had many choices in front of me. I could have taken a good job in a big city. I could have made a lot of money, but I didn't think about money. I thought about home, my quiet mountain village. I thought about the poor families there. They had no doctor, just like my family long ago. My choice was clear. I didn't take the city job. I went back home to the place where my story began. I used my savings to open a small clinic, a place where people in my village could come for help. The clinic was small but bright and clean. My mom and dad helped me paint the walls. They were so proud of me. Running the clinic was hard. I didn't have fancy tools or big machines, but the village people came. They trusted me. They brought me their pain, and I did my best to help. They trusted me. I helped the little children with fevers. I helped their parents with their aches and pains. I was their doctor, and it felt right. I worked long hours every day. I was always tired, but it was a good kind of tired. I was helping people. I couldn't save everyone. Sometimes I still lost patience, but I didn't feel like a failure anymore. I did my best always. I gave them a real chance. I eased their pain. I gave them more good days. That was my victory.